Do you have any questions in the last session?
Actually, if I do any changes in this flow, do I need to rebuild it?
Uh,
I mean, redeploy.
if you save it, that will automatically build it, automatically deploy it.
Okay, okay.
Just here a save button is there, no? Save and save all is there. Once you done changes, just click save or save all. So then automatically build it. Because why it is automatically build it? Here we kept option. So build automatically. So that's why automatically build happen. Then similarly, if you already deployed, so again if we save it, then automatic deployment also will happen. No need to restart it actually.
Okay.
Okay, no? If you stop it, then you have to start again. Generally, whenever you are going to changes, then stop the server, do it, because sometimes what happened, this Anypoint Studio is a bit slow actually. So because at least minimum 8 GB RAM is required for this, because what happened Anypoint Studio, it will generate back and lots of temporary files actually in GBs of temporary files. Then your machine will get bit slow. If it is 8 GB, then bit faster. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So that's why what happens sometimes if you changes done also, I mean rare cases, it won't affect actually what changes because of the temp file still are there back and that won't clear. Sometimes it will happen rarely. That time what happen, you have to just restart Anypoint Studio or else you have to clear the temp file. You have to do like that or else restart the server.
Temporary file in the sense that is the target folder, right?
Yes, target folder.
Okay.
That is related to project, the target folder. Even the temp file is there, no? Back and it will generate, right? If you type like
Okay.
it will generate it actually. So
Right, right.
you have to remove the temporary files also. So previously we are facing that issues. That's why I was explaining that part. Now Anypoint Studio latest version also they implemented actually in that most of the performance issues they resolved actually. You can go through that documentation actually. What are the previous portion and this portion changes what they done. You can go through it actually. Okay.
Okay.
Because this Anypoint Studio is built top of the Eclipse actually. So this they implement a wrapper on the Eclipse. So that's why there are some performance issues are there. They're still working on that every time. Whenever they introduce new changes, they will clearly tell us actually these are the changes we fixed in this. They will say like that.
Okay,
Okay.
this is not stable yet, right?
Yeah, no. It's a stable only, but little bit performance issues are there. Understood.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so that's the thing. So next one is today we'll discuss about previously. So how to deploy the application? I was explaining clearly. So we'll create the flow. So this flow means it's a combination of message processors. Okay. So in this here there is a dotted line. Left side is nothing but a inbound connectors. Inbound connectors we have to keep it. Next to right side, whatever the components according to your scenario, according to your requirement, you have to keep it all the message process. Then finally, if you want to hit any third party site or else any database, we have to keep it outbound connectors. So there is inbound connectors, then you have to keep it outbound connector. In the outbound connectors, we have to keep it whatever configuration like URL, username and password. We have to keep it, and then it will hit it. It will come back. So why it will come back? This is here. This HTTP connector is a request response. Actually, it's a asynchronous call. Asynchronous call means so once hit the request to target system, it was expecting the response actually. You are clear, right? Asynchronous, synchronous, there is two terms are there. Asynchronous means when
Right.
hit the request, you are expecting the response until unless your operation is not yet done. Okay. If it is a synchronous, what happen?
Right.
Just hit it. No, not required to wait for response actually. That is a synchronous call. So when you will go for synchronous call, generally, suppose now I'm trying to create one opportunity at a time. So then that time what happened? That opportunity, it will go to the Salesforce, it will create it, it will get the response. It will take less than 2-3 seconds, right? Think like
Mm-hmm.
this, I'm trying to create 100 opportunities at a time. So your server can't able to serve at a time actually, right? It will take a bit time, right? So for creating 100 opportunities, right? I'm trying to upload Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet, each row is nothing but one opportunity. Okay. So our my scenario is like that. I will just export that Excel sheet. Then in that Excel sheet, 1,000 opportunities are there. Each row is one opportunity. Whenever I will upload that Excel sheet, so it will read that Excel sheet. Your MuleSoft, your middleware, you should implement like that. So you have to read that each row every time. Then you have to create an opportunity. That time what happen? It will take some time. So that's why what we need to do, there is a mechanism called queuing mechanism. Okay, queues are there, queues. So we have
Okay.
to insert these 1,000 opportunities into queuing mechanism. So from the queuing mechanism, each one by one will get it, will hit to the target system. Once create the opportunity at Salesforce end, then based on the acknowledgement, we have to remove that in queue. Is it clear?
Mm-hmm.
So that
Okay.
is nothing but synchronous call. That time what happened, will give some proper message to the user. Whenever he will upload that Excel sheet into a middleware, then boss, this will take 24 hours time to create the opportunity, or a particular time we have to create it actually. Sometimes we have to send back to the user. Boss, this is the time it will take to create the opportunity. Once it will done, we'll get some proper message, or else success message will intimate like that whenever he will update that Excel sheet actually. So because that is not yet done, right? So we have to give proper error message. That is nothing but a synchronous. No need to wait for that. Just hit it and forget it. You are clear.
Mm-hmm.
So, but in case of here, asynchronous call means you are waiting for the response until unless your operation is not done. So that's why hello HTTP request is in the name of hello. That is request response process. Both arrows are there. Once hit the request, it will wait for the response. Okay.
Right.
Let's see that scenarios also queuing mechanism and all I will explain clearly. So that time there is a separate connector are there. There is some technology called some third party sites called ActiveMQ, RabbitMQ. We have to install it. We have to use separate connectors to upload the queue. So we'll see later that part. Okay. So that is the thing actually. So how will deployment this particular flow? So right click on this flow, or else right click on the project. So then Mule run as Mule application. This is a one way to deployment actually. Okay. So there is a another way is MMC. So this guy provides separate MMC console. Mule management console, one option is there actually. For that we have to download
Mm-hmm.
that Mule management console. I will show you the location also where you have to download. There is a 3.8 is there. You can download it. For any points today it will ask the sign up, but for this it won't ask. See this is the website actually. I'll just ping you. I'm just pinging you in Hangouts. Go through it, then try to download. Here there is a zip is there. Can you see my screen, right? The .zip is
Yes,
there.
yes.
So just click on this. It will automatically it will download. Okay, there is a Mule standalone server. Mule standalone server you can able to download. Then what we need to do once got download, so keep it into your C drive, under C drive or else anywhere else you can keep it, but generally softwares we have to keep it in C drive. So then if you have a permission, so but this is a office machine, I don't have C drive permission, so access denied I will get. So that's why I kept it in a software's location. So then so download it, then need to start that one. Training workspace. I kept here actually. See Mule standalone server 3.8.1. Then open this. So this once download that will get as a zip folder. We have to keep it and we have to use some 7-zip or some unzip softwares. We have to extract that into like this. It will get a folder like this, Mule standalone 3.8.1, and there so many things are there. So this is a structure of the server actually. So there is a apps folder, there is a bin folder, there is a con folder, docs folder, domains like this. There is a lib folder which contains all the jar files. So but here what we need to do, once you've done the application, so this is a one way to see the output actually. Right click on this, you can able to deploy it using GT server. Internally Anypoint Studio come up with one GT server actually, GATY, GATTY, GT server. So what happened in the GT server, it will deploy it actually. So that is a lightweight,
GITTY.
yeah.
GT, okay.
So, um, So that is a lightweight server actually. So internally your Unipoint Studio will come up with that server. So whenever you deploy it, right, automatically it will deploy into that GT server. So then, but if you want to deploy your MMC console, generally what happen in production, whenever you deployed that production, that time what happen, you have to install this MMC runtime actually, Mule Management Console. That
Okay.
runtime you have to install into your production. Then you have to apps folder is there now. Here we have to keep it actually. Whatever you implemented that application, right? Right click on the application, right click on the application. So we have to export as a zip folder. There is an option called import. Okay. So under that import, there is Anypoint Studio. So in that, so you have to choose option called Anypoint Studio generated deployable archive. You have to choose this option. Anypoint Studio generated deployable archive. That time what happened? It will ask the location where you want to keep that. I just choose the hello world. I just choose the location directly itself. Mule standalone server under apps. So whenever you click it, right, what happen? It will go and place there. Okay. So that is already I placed it actually. So there is a hello world. Okay, now then we kept it already. I kept already that zip folder. We have to extract it. We have to keep it here. After that we need to start the server, right? So how we'll start the server? So go to this location. So wherever your that standalone server is there, so go to that standalone server location, that is MMC location. Then after that bin, there is a folder called bin actually under where it is under main folder, 3.8.1 there is a bin folder is there. Okay, there is a bin folder is, go to that bin folder. Then next one is start mule.bat. There is an option called mule.bat. Then click it, enter it, then it will start your server. Okay, now so see our same thing you can see in Anypoint Studio itself also, right? Your application got deployed properly. So then go and check into your browser that is coming or not. So localhost, what I kept 7031 hello, right? We kept that. See this. Welcome to MuleSoft. That is coming. So these are two ways actually we can deploy in, but while development time that is not possible, right? Every time you have to export it, then you have to keep it into apps folder. That is, it will take some time actually while deployment. While developing time, so generally developing time people will use this itself actually. Right click on it, then deploy this. So, but any one you have to use it actually. Both you can't use at a time, because what happens if you start the server here, that will also use same port number. Now that's why there is a conflict called address already bind. That type of issues will come. So anywhere one location you have to start the server, either at Anypoint Studio or else outside of. Is it clear? So that is
Okay.
the second way to deploy that application. So do you have any
Do we
questions?
need to stop this internal server? Do we need to stop this internal server before using that?
Yeah,
Before using this MMC?
yes. Anyone you have to use. Otherwise lost
How
link.
to stop this internal server in MuleSoft?
Internal server means just here if you go console, see I will show you. I'm trying to deploy it.
Mm.
I'm trying to deploy again. Run as mail application. Here red symbol will come, right? See, can you
Okay, terminate. Okay.
click terminate? That's it. I'll show you the error. It should come. See this. I already started outside, right? See the error. Address already bind. Bind exception will get
Mm.
mentioned. That time either we can stop outside. Here Control C. Control C is a shortcut. You can click Control C.
Okay.
Okay. So then or else you can come and
Mm.
here you can stop it actually. Okay now.
Mm.
So any questions as of now? Simple thing, you have to download from the Google.
Very.
You have to download from the Google. Just keep it into your location. Just go to that bin folder. Then start mule.bat. We are working in Windows, right? So if it is a Windows,
Mm.
mule.bat. If it is a Linux, there is other batch file is there actually .sh something, right? If it is a Linux,
Okay.
then I have to use
Mm.
accordingly.
Mm.
Okay. Then if you want to do in your mission, then share your screen. I will show you if you face any issues or else we'll work on that.
Sure, sure.
Then share your screen, install it. I will explain you if you have, sometimes what happen if you not set the Java path properly, you'll face the issues actually. It won't start the server like this. I can able to start properly, right? If you are not setting that Java underscore home environment specific properties not properly, then your server won't start like this.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So what you did last time, did you start some samples kind of thing?
Yeah, actually,
Can you able to do it all the sample?
I
Mm.
what kind of sample?
So hello world payloads added. Just try to that day I told try to familiar with any part studio, right? Drag and drop it.
Oh,
First to drag HTTP connector like that.
no, no problem. I did it actually.
Yeah.
Even the I did the file adapter,
Oh, great. Oh,
file input.
FTP.
Yeah.
FTP you are using it.
FTP, right?
Okay, good. Good then. So you are okay with it, right?
Yes, yes, I'm.
Okay, fine. Then we'll go for next. Okay.
Actually, on that day, you have explained the difference between that SOAP web service and the RESTful, right?
Yes.
That day it was not clear. Right?
So you want me to explain again?
Yeah, can you just tell me briefly
Yeah, yeah,
what
sure.
is the major difference?
Yeah, I will explain you.
Actually, in IBM ESB, we'll be using only SOAP based
Okay.
maximum.
Mhm. So basically, web services, there is a Java web services, two types actually. One is SOAP, another one is REST. REST, two types of web services are there. So coming to SOAP, so a SOAP web service. So for this, there is a file called WSDL, Web Services Description Language. This is required for SOAP, Web Services Description Language. So what is the purpose? This will play main role in the SOAP web services actually. What is the purpose of this? So there is a contract between whoever trying to consume your service. So I am the exposer. I am trying to expose my services. So they are trying to consume it. Okay. So whoever consuming it, whoever exposing it, between them there is a contract should be there. So what is my contract here? Suppose think like this. There is a I'm trying to create a Uber cab. Okay. In your mobile, there is a Uber software is there, that app is there. So we are trying to create a cab. Okay. So where it will hit it, might be they are maintaining some website, some already application they deployed into server. So whenever it hit it, where it will happen, that request go to the server. Okay. It will fetch the information, it will show you. So that is keep on happening, right? So where it will happen, that server, in the server they expose one service. So that service consumed by this mobile app. Okay. So that server was expecting some of the fields from the mobile app, like source, destination, like that two fields, source, destination. You already app, while installing time, app was asking some brief information about you, your name and location and all. So that information also it will go to the server. Means basically what is the source, what is the destination. Okay, then your name might be your password, it will ask it, right? These four details it will go to the server, it will authenticate it, so then it will come back to the information. So this will take here is the location, so it will come 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Then once you request that Uber X or Uber Go, whatever it is, again it will go to the response, it will come back it. These things happen, right? Server to client, server to mobile app, right? So further they implement that WSDL actually. So in the WSDL, what are the fields you have to send? Okay, what are the mandatory fields you have to send? What are the optional fields you have to send? Okay, that type of information we have to maintain in the WSDL actually. What was the service? Not only if you see first time it will go to the request, right? So with the source and destination, after that we'll get, there is another option called a request to Uber. If that particular car is available in your location, what happen? There will option called a request to go. It will get it actually. Again, second service you are hitting, right? Second service is what? Request to go, request to Uber, request to Uber X or else Uber Go, whatever it is. Second service. So like that, multiple services are there. Once your ride is
Right,
complete, once your ride is complete, what happened? That guy will submit the button. That time what happened? It will go to the server, it will calculate the amount, it will come back again. So like that, it have
right.
multiple services are there. Means multiple services means like that that guy maintain multiple methods therein. So like that, whatever the services we have, all the services we have to maintain the WSDL file. One is uh, like what are the input fields, input field restriction. These are the mandatory fields you have to send. Think like this. that mobile app not sending the destination. All right, right? You are keep it only source, but you are not kept the destination. Then you are trying to hit the server. That time generally not required to hit the server, that will automatically come. Think like this: there is a submit button. Once you enter the source and destination, you have to click the submit, but you didn't enter the submit button. So you didn't enter the destination, but you are trying to submit it. That time what happened? This guy was expecting destination also, but you didn't enter. That time what happened? That digital file you already restricted, boss. These are the mandatory fields we have to send. Otherwise, I can't able to serve. So means otherwise, I can you can give proper error message, boss. You have to enter the destination also. So that type of restriction we have to do in the visual file. The type of restrictions, input field restriction. Then next one is what? So that services, what are the services? So request Uber, get the response, then calculate the amount. Different services are there, right? So that services also we have to mention the visitor file. So once
Okay.
that response also we can restrict actually, boss. In the response, I'm getting only these fields. So, okay, like that we have to keep it all the restrictions, all the services, response related stuff, we have to keep it under WSDL file. So whenever we use SOAP services, this WSDL play main role actually. So first we have to implement the WSDL, then accordingly we have to generate your client code, right? There is option called the terminology is called nothing but a stubborn skeleton. In the Java, you can able to if we give based on the visual file, if they will share you based if they that whoever exposer and the Uber server guy, I implemented already web services. I just share to that mobile developer. So then accordingly what happened? That guy will generate the client code. So client code means what happened? That services, whatever the restrictions, all things it will come from my end in the Java code. Just I will call that particular method whenever I want to particular service. I will call that in the submit bottom of the submit button. Then I will hit it actually. Accordingly, this happened. So problem is, what was the problem here in the SOAP? Whenever you go for SOAP, so problem is here. Now I am exposing one particular service, right? In my service, I am expecting 15 fields. 15 is the mandatory fields I am expecting. Once you request coming from the client, so then I will take that 15 fields as a mandatory, then I will insert into the database, or else accordingly I will serve that request, right? Think it, suddenly that server guy added one more field, 16th field is a mandatory. The time what happened, you shared that visual long back, so accordingly that whoever working on that mobile developer, so he implemented the code, client code, then accordingly will send 15 fields. So suddenly server guy changed 16th field was expecting. That time what happened, if this mobile guy will hit the request with 15 fields, error will come because this guy have doesn't have latest visual file we are getting. You have lost the old
Right.
visitor file, 6 months back old visitor file you have. So that time what happened? So that guy will give error. So this is also mandatory field. So that time what happened? This guy, you have to implement it again. You have to use again latest visitor file. You have to implement that client code their end again. That is the problem actually you are getting. Whenever changes happen in
Right.
the visual file, every time you have to take the new visual, then you have to do it actually. So
Right.
generally people will go once they will create the visual file, mostly it will take sometimes 6 months, 1 year, like that they will change actually. If they will keep on changing what happened, again every time they have to share the visual file, then accordingly they will implement their changes actually. That is a problem in the visual. Okay. There is two ways you can implement a SOAP actually. One is first you will write the visual file, then you have to write the client code. Or else otherwise reverse way actually. First you will write the client code, right? Then you will generate that visual file. Anyway, can
Okay.
get. Generally, people will prefer first we create the visual file. Then after that, we'll
Okay.
write the code.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is about SOAP actually. The drawback is what happened whenever changes happen. So every time we
Change the
have,
visual, right?
yes, share the visual file. Then accordingly, client should work. Okay. So that's why people will prefer REST calls. So coming to REST, here there is no contract. There is no contract file, means no visual file. Okay. What happened, this is whole thing is a URL based actually. Just once you are done the application server side, just share the visual, share the URL, that's it. So suppose like this, that URL is, so boss, I did this, take the URL, use it, use it. Any changes happen, any changes happen, this URL won't change, right? Your internal code will change, your server, whoever exposer, your exposer code got changed, right? Just we need to share the URL, then accordingly the guy will work. We need to share these things also, either what type of request it is, either post request or get request or delete request, delete, or else something like put. You have to tell that guy actually, boss, I'm getting these are the method types actually. What type of method we are expecting, we have to tell that guy. Accordingly, we'll hit the request. So these are the four methods frequently used in REST calls. One is post, get, delete, put. So here, what happened might be sometimes that guy will expect query parameters also. Some hello name equal to some will, and one more parameter, some password equal some xyz, xyz means, see this here, what happened, that guy was expecting some two query parameters actually. Whenever we'll hit the request, we have to send these two query parameters, name and password. I will explain you. So what, how we'll use the query parameters in MuleSoft, I will give you. But I'm telling you that we have to share that URL only. And two, we have to share these method type also. What type of method it is? Either post, get, or delete, or put. So when I will go for post generally, now I'm trying to get the information. I'm passing two parameters. Just simply I'm getting the information. That is a get method actually. So your browser will support only get methods. It can't support post methods. Okay. If we want to use post method, so we have to install, there is a third party site called, the third party vendors called, this is a Postman client, REST client for executing REST calls. So that REST call is working or not, we have to test it, right? So for that, we have to use this Postman client. Here you can send any type of request, either get request you can send, post request you can send, put, delete, whatever the request type, right? You can able to send it. But whereas in, if you use browser, we can't able to send post type of request. So we have to send only get type of request by default. That is a
That is also like SOAP UI, right?
yes,
Postman.
yes. We can use SOAP-UI. You can use SOAP-UI. You can use Postman. This is the latest thing actually. Postman client. You can just
Oh,
add the plugin. This is a new plugin for Chrome actually. So just see this.
okay.
Just add the plugin for Chrome. So that will come here.
Mm.
So just click it. That will come like this. You can add the URL. You can add the URL.
Mm.
So then what type of
Mm.
request it is, hit it. That's it. You can see this URL here also. I mean, we started outside.
This is only for REST, right?
Yeah, this
Is
is,
it only for REST?
yes, this is only for REST. Now, for testing SOAP and all, we can use SOAP-EA. There is another software called
SOAP
SOAP-EA.
UI.
You can use that one. Okay, na? So that is the
Right.
thing actually. Here, if you use a get, you are getting some information from the server. If you go for post, if you go for post, you are hitting some data to the server actually, right? So I'm trying to create an opportunity. So whenever you are trying to create opportunity, you should give some opportunity information. So opportunity name, opportunity ID, opportunity name, opportunity cost, the some admin details like opportunity something. You should give username and password. Some 10-15 fields it will require opportunity creation. These are all we have to send to the server actually. That time you are hitting to the server with some information that is nothing but a post request. Next one is delete. Delete means I want to delete some information from the server. To that time what happen? What type of opportunity you have to delete it? That guy will expect some opportunity ID. Based on the ID, he is going to delete that opportunity. That time you have to whatever the data he was expecting, you have to send it opportunity ID, opportunity name, something like that. So based on that, that guy already implemented that service. So that will call delete service. Then it will delete that particular opportunity. So next one is put. So I already created the opportunity using post, right? So I want to update it. Suppose first I order some thousand adapters, thousand Cisco adapters I ordered, but suddenly I want to more adapters required. But already thousand adapters I ordered. I want to edit that opportunity. These people already shared that unique ID of your opportunity. Then whenever you use put operation, so that particular update operation will call from the server side. So then you have to send accordingly that particular required parameters like opportunity ID you have to send compulsory because already existing opportunity we are trying to change it. So opportunity ID you have to send it. Then accordingly, so whatever the changes required, some description or else some count of adapters or else some whatever you are buying the products you are increasing, you are decreasing, or else you are going to stop that whatever it is, then you are trying to just update the existing opportunity. So that time we'll go for put.
This ID also you will put in the URL only.
That depends actually how that service implemented. If he implemented as a query parameter, then you have to send as a query parameter in the URL itself. If not, how will expecting? Suppose it's based on the based on the service guy implemented. Suppose here that guy was expecting body. This is a post request, right? Or else, sorry, put request, right? This is a put request, right? If that guy was expecting as a body, then you have to send it as a body. You are clear because if you are sending multiple parameters, this is not recommend to use send as a query parameter actually. You can use body. You can use body, you can send it. So in the body you can send it, or else you can send the header also. Suppose think like this, that that service is implemented as a restriction. You have to send the password and username. That time only that service will trigger, otherwise it won't. Means some authorizations are basic authentication,
Yeah.
OAuth authentication. So then that time what happen, you have to send the authorization also. You have to add some authorization kind of thing. So here so many authorizations are there. Basic authorization, you have to send username and password. Accordingly it will create the header. Okay, that time only that guy will allow, otherwise it can't.
Okay, okay, fine.
We're getting right.
Right, right.
Here one more thing, one more thing is, see, always better to use post request. Why? Because if you use get request, whatever you are sending the URL, right, that URL able to see that information on the URL itself actually. If you use get request, if it is a post request, what happen, we can't able to see the data if it is a post request. If it is a get request, whatever you are sending information in the URL, I'm not talking about body. I mean, in the body is not nothing will require, right? But is a get information. We are getting some information. That's it. That's why not required to send any information in the body. So if you are sending some information on the browser, then if it is a get request, method type is a get. Method type means this. I'm talking about all the methods. So if it is a get, that time what happen, you can able to see that, anybody can able to see that information on the URL itself. Whatever you are passing that URL, right, you can able to see that information. So that's why people prefer post request, or else if you are using get request also, you have to do encoding thing. So there is a functionality called encoding. Whatever you are passing, you have to encoding that URL. You have to send it. If you do any online transaction, you can check it actually. Whatever you are sending information on the browser URL header URL that will encrypt it and they will send it actually send that to the server actually. Nobody decrypt it because they internally some maintain some key. But we have so many encrypting technologies, right? 64-bit, 32-bit like that. So they encrypted it, they will send it.
Okay.
Okay, so that is the REST related thing. Here advantage is people are preferring nowadays only REST calls because anytime changes happen, right? We are not sure. So that's why um, here people preferred these REST calls actually. So there's a only simple URL based. So whenever implement the service, just share the service. That's it. I will use that service. Whatever the method you are expecting, I will hit it. Whatever the required information get expecting from service and source service end, then I will share that information with URL. Then that service will trigger. That will serve us accordingly our requirement. Okay, so thing is here already we have services, right? The soap service is there, then REST service is there. Then why the people introduce this type of ESBs, Enterprise Service Bus? Okay, so problem is here if you use, so see, I'm using REST call here for the source, then destination. Okay, destination. So I will give same example. Source is mobile app. He is consuming my service. Destination is some server. You already deployed that application. So from the mobile app, we are getting the request directly to the server. Okay. This time what happened? This time what happened? Your mobile app should know who is the server, right? Whatever that WSDL information or else you are using a REST call, right? That information, who is the server, what is the configuration of that server means like what is the password, username, some basic information required, right? URL. So which IP it was running, so the domain name, all these things should know. Your mobile app should know. Otherwise, until unless we can't able to hit to the server, right? And then once we'll get the
Right.
server send should response to this guy, right? Then server also should know who is my client, who is my client. So like that, that client information, what is the URL for that, what is the username, basic information he should know. Otherwise, he can't able to send to the request response to this guy. Means here both should know
Right.
each other. Client and server should know each other. So think like this. There's suddenly my server got down. My server got down. So or else there is a network issues. So some bandwidth problems or else some network issue came in the middle. That time what happened? This guy unable to get the information. Our server unable to give the service, unable to give the response. This time what happened? These type of issues happen. So now only mobile app only, so think like this. There is a common interface implemented for all the caps. There is a now Uber only hitting. Think like this. Now Uber only hitting to the my server. That is my generic server. It is generic service I implemented. So everybody using like if you see there is a red bus. If you see red bus, in that red bus dot in multiple vendors are there, like private buses are there, RTC are there, so many types are there, right? Like this my service will expose all the people that red bus service will expose all the people, anybody can able to hit my service like this. Now Uber guy hitting my service, tomorrow Ola guy will come, day after tomorrow some Safari, whatever it is, some Safari something is there, right? Safari cab, everybody can able to hit my service. So I can able to the serve the response actually, right? So multiple clients, only one server, right? So like this it will increment it. So it will increment. So whenever network issues happen, bandwidth is happen, so many client will struggle actually. What was the thing? What was happened in the server? So high visibility should be there actually. So your servers 24/7 it should run. Otherwise, everybody will face the problems actually. So that's why what happened here. The type of drawbacks: client server should know each other, then some bandwidth issues, network issues. Based on that, they're trying to avoid that issues. They introduce middlewares actually between these two, client and server, client and server. Between these two, then they introduce one ESB called Mule ESB, or else whatever the ESB you prefer, that ESB they introduce it actually. So ours is Mule ESB. What happened? Now see, Uber don't know who is the server, who is the service, who is providing service, they don't know. So then server side, they don't know who is the client, Uber or Wala, whatever it is, right? So they know about, both the people know about only ESB, right? Uber will hit to the ESB, then ESB will hit to the service, then get the response, then it will come back, it will give the response. They should not require to, should not require to each other, right? Then who is, what happened here, ESB, suppose think like this, service is down suddenly, service is down. That time what happened, your ESB will take care actually, your ESB will take care, it will give proper error message actually, boss, our service is down as of now, it will take some time to up. Once that is done, I will get back to you, right? That type of information you can give it, right, through Mule ESB. Okay, so any bandwidth issues, coming to bandwidth issues, for that suppose I'm trying to create 1,000 opportunities at a time, so you can keep it in a queue, so you can keep it in a queue, right? Every time one by one message will pull from the queue through via ESB, again it will insert it actually, that again your ESB will take care, that insertion part it will take care, that pulling and update into the server, that part will take care, then response part will take care, everything taken care by your ESB itself. And think like this, sometimes what happen, Uber guy is sending request, in the Uber guy while sending request he was sending 100 fields, right? I don't want 100 fields actually. I want only mandatory fields, or else I want to segregate the request actually. Suppose at a time in fraction of seconds we are getting requests from Ola, Savari, Uber. I want to segregate it actually. So which one is the Ola, which one is the Uber, which one is the Savari. So that type of filtering we have to keep it into our ESB itself. You can keep it a filter here. You can keep it a filter here, you can keep it a router here, you can keep it a transformer here, okay? Whatever required donkey kind of operation, like frequently used operations like filtering, we can generally use it, right? Whenever they request, you can filter it. He will send some 100 things, but I don't want to send server 100 things. I want to expected things only you have to send to the server. So that time what happen, you can filter information. There is no showstopper in client side. We can do it, whatever the mandatory middleware things, right? You can filter it using filters. So once you will get the request from the Uber, this guy will know where the request is coming from that. Accordingly, he will route to the particular Uber service, right? So might be each one is separate service maintaining the server. That time what happened, this guy will take care, your Mule guy will take care, he will route the information to the particular service. If it is a Ola, it will route to the Ola. If it is a Savari, it will route to the Savari. This guy will take care. Then transformer. So transformer means, so see this guy is sending, as of now, there is a format called JSON is sending. Think like this. There is a JavaScript notation, one key value pair of kind of thing. One notation is there. That is nothing but a JSON format. That is we are getting middleware guy getting as a ESB, but your service is expecting some XML format. Think like this, your service is expecting XML format. If you send JSON format, it will reject because that guy don't know, that don't know who is application type, means a response type or else request type as a JSON. So that's why he was expecting XML. So this service implemented accordingly. So that time what happened, this JSON should convert into XML before sending to the request, right? So this conversion part also your Mule should take care. You are getting? Hello?
Right.
So these,
Right.
yeah,
Yes, I'm
these type of donkey kind of work, frequently doing works, filtering, routing, enriching, so many operations are there. So that's why people introduce the middlewares, right? That too middlewares with a lot of connectors, Suppose from here to here, I want to connect to some Facebook or else Twitter I want to connect it. Twitter I want to connect. So this time what happened? Think like this, there is no Mule USB, there is no middleware. What we need to do for connecting Twitter? You have to check with the Twitter guy. He will expose one service. You have to call it or else they have to share the URLs. They have to share the username and password. I mean, whatever the configuration required for that service, you have to implement it even in your client side, right? But now what happened, no need to implement that your code, just fill the configuration, that's it. This guy ESB guy already provided that connector, Twitter connector, Facebook connector, database connector, all connector, most of the connectors he implemented actually, that Hadoop connector. So just what we need to do, we have to choose that particular connector based on the requirement, right? If not there, you can search it actually. So choose the particular connector, then we have to fill it that information, that's all. See, I just added Amazon actually. I just added Amazon. So else whatever it is, Ajax. I want to use Ajax. Just we have to fill the configuration as actually what it was expecting. The basic thing. See
We
here.
can use Mule in the cloud also, right?
Yeah, cloud also can use. Okay, now. So that is the thing actually. That is the difference between these two. Then we'll see how to do post requests also in future. That's why they introduce the middlewares actually. This is the donkey kind of operation, then opportunity amount calculation, all the things it will taken care by your middleware itself. Once operation is ready, everything is that object is ready, that time it will hit to the service. Okay,
A
so
filter in the sense, is it for validation or is it for filtering the fields?
yes, whatever it is. So it's for
Filter.
validation also, you can use it actually. Suppose think like this, I'm hitting to the server that generally a 200 status code will come right after getting success response. Clear? Hello?
Hmm.
So think like this.
Right.
There is a problem in server. You are getting some 400 bad request. You are getting 400 status. Whenever you get the 400 request, 400 status, that time what happen, it will route to the exception handling, right? It will go to the exception handling. If you send as it is that 400 message, then whatever you are getting that message from the server, that user doesn't understand, right? Understood. So that's why you have to
That
route.
will write in error handling.
Yes, you have to pass to the error handling. You have to prepare proper error message. Actually, boss, this is a bad request. You can't send like this. You have to send like this. You have to give proper error message to the client. Actually, that time what happened? He is not
Yeah,
technical, right?
customized.
Yeah, customize the message. We have to send it. Okay. So hope you are clear everything. So the differences why they introducing this Mule USBs and all. So that too why people are preferred Mule USBs. These people already done so many connectors actually. That too it's a freeware.
Hmm. Okay. So we can use it in cloud also. This
Yes, we can deploy in cloud.
actually there is a term called cloud hub. Cloud hub. What is that?
Yeah.
Cloud hub.
See, normally we are deploying in, that is we have to deploy in this cloud hub, cloud actually. Now we are not deploying here, right? You can able to deploy in the cloud. We'll see that how to do it and all.
Okay. Okay.
Deployment is different actually. In cloud location, we can
Okay.
deploy it actually. Generally,
Okay.
in my company also, they're using clustering concept. You know, clustering concept, right? They will maintain multiple
Mm.
instances. Which one is idle? Then it will go to that particular request to that idle instance. Clustering, we can implement it, or else we can use cloud also. Okay.
Okay. So we can deploy the application in cloud also.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what's the
Yeah.
today's session. So we'll see tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll connect sharp 6:30. Okay, no?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure.
Okay.